All right, so why are we out here?
The judge is
John
so
McGee,
over
I just
this.
saw the verdict forms, and as we discussed
She's
yesterday, in
over
minutes,
it.
the court indicated it would make a
Oh, no,
verdict
no.
was not made.
Okay, I did not say I'd make it. I said I'd think about it.
Uh-uh.
I said I was tired and I needed to think about it.
What you said before you were tired and you needed to think about it was you agree that there needs to be not guilty options for the subordinate charges
No.
under count two.
I said that it made sense to me, but
Okay,
no,
so
I
there's
did
some
not
type of
change it upon looking at it
disagreement
because the verdict slip, this
between
verdict
Ellen
slip
and
as
Bev.
submitted to the jury is exactly how it always is in Massachusetts.
I ask you a question. I don't really care how it always is in Massachusetts.
I hate to say this, I hate to say this, but Massachusetts is a very special place, as has been highlighted by this case. Bev is making a point that this is how we do things, how we've always done things, and how we will continue to do things. Ellen has done a very good job advocating for Karen Reed in this case. I've been both a prosecutor and a defense attorney by way of being a public defender. And probably my interests in this case are different from a layperson, right? But he has done a really good job advocating for her.
I care about whether or not it's appropriate.
It's appropriate.
Different thing.
Tell her.
It's appropriate.
Let me make my argument, if you would mind, Judge, why it's not appropriate.
Okay.
For a superior charge, they have to decide that she is not guilty of
Right.
the superior charge. And that is the starting point
Right.
of whether or not she is guilty or not guilty of any subordinate charge, often called a lesser included. Once they decide that she's not guilty of the superior charge, now there's two additional charges that they've been instructed they must decide whether she's guilty or not guilty of. How do they decide that she's not guilty of the first subordinate charge, involuntary manslaughter?
Okay. Anything else you want to say, Mr.
That
Jackson?
girl said, okay.
How do they decide that she's not guilty of involuntary manslaughter on that verdict?
She had
That's
no
their
answer.
decision to make.
And how do they make
The
it if
judge
they
had
don't
no
have an
answer.
option to check a box that says not guilty?
They don't check the box that says guilty, do they? And then when they go to the next block, they don't check the block that says guilty, and on the top you're left with not guilty.
I think the
Okay.
judge is
So
still tired.
It's the absence of the check mark that the court determines is the not guilty finding by the jury.
Yes, that's what the verdict slip reads. It reads not guilty. If they don't check
Auto
block
patient.
2, 3, or 4, the verdict slip reads not guilty. Okay? That's how it is, Mr. Jackson.
In Massachusetts.
And apparently that's how it's going to be because of the court's order. That is not how it should be, and it's over our strong objection. They need to see that there is a not guilty option for the subordinate charges. If they come back guilty on, for instance, involuntary manslaughter, that's immediately appealable. They didn't have an option on the verdict form to find her not guilty. It's almost like the court is directing a verdict of the subordinate charges.
Okay.
Okay.
I disagree with you. Ms. Tianetti, you've seen verdict slips exactly like this. Okay?
I actually haven't really.
Have you had no lesser included?
Okay, so this is the real reason why I hopped on here. Why, considering that these two attorneys are co-counsel, why do Bev think that co-counsel would side with her? It's obvious that this is something that they have discussed, right? This is something they have discussed. It's part of their strategy. I am bewildered for her to ask this question, thinking that co-counsel would side with her. I mean, that's probably how she has done it. It does not always mean that it's correct or it's proper procedure if it has not been challenged.
Obviously, I have lesser included, but I have not seen a verdict slip there where not guilty is not an option.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I disagree with you. All
And
right.
I don't see the
Excuse me. This is funny, Ms. Reed.
Oh,
All right, we're done.
All rise for the court, please.
well, I don't know. This case has just been a mess. The case has been a mess. And I mean, if Karen Reed finds humor in it, then that's that, right? The other point I'd like to make is that the question that the jury asked, at least from my perspective, I don't really have a clear window into where the jury is gleaning. It's one of those cases where it's not obvious. It's not like the YNW Melly trial where they're asking what if we can't come to a decision. I guess we'll wait to see what the jury decides in this case.